Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the LuckyFerals. I was just in the bathroom brushing my teeth and I heard a loud bang. At first I thought it was coming from like where the gates are between the upstairs and downstairs. And then I realized it was coming from the living room. And this little cat tower has been knocked over. And there's only one cat who's on free roam upstairs right now. Boo, did you knock the tower over? What did you do, Boo? How'd you knock it over? Last night I noticed that the cats really liked scratching this small cat tower. I had moved it aside because I was figuring out where I want to put it. These two cat towers are in the window, so two cats can look out of the window at the same time. They've been very happy about that. This is the old one that is not as high and they can't lay in it and look out the window at the same time. So I moved this over more toward the front door as I figure out, whether I'm going to keep it or not. Last night when I realized that they still like scratching it, I said, let me just put it near these other towers, and if they want to scratch it overnight or tomorrow, that they can scratch it. So it was kind of just sitting like this overnight. Now, I'm not going to keep it like this because it's kind of ridiculous to have 3 cat towers like that, and it's really in the way. But, I figured for like 24 hours or until I figure out what to do with it, I'll just put it there. And then today, Boo somehow managed to knock it over. Now, I wonder if maybe he was scratching it and it just pulled over. Look at the bottom of this. I mean, look, they have worn that down like all the way to the wood underneath. That rope has just been torn apart. Right, Boo? You tore it apart? This is Boo's breakfast today. He's getting his Nature's Variety Instinct raw chicken bites. He's getting his herbs. He's getting some water. He's getting Evian. And he's also getting some of the cat grass powder. He hasn't had it in a while. Come on, Boo. He ate all of his dinner from last night, except for 2 little bites. Stella and Simba are eating their wheatgrass. I watered it and it came back to life a bit. So Boo is in the hallway right outside of the kitchen, and I have this like tall white gate is kind of blocking the door. And here's Simba and here's Stella. They just ate some cat grass, and they came over to see what's going on because they're hungry. They want their breakfast. And here's Boo. Hey, Boo. Hello, Stella. Did you have a nice night? And I just realized that both Stella and Simba jumped the gate. So that's kind of cool. Gives them a little bit of extra exercise. Stella just walked over to the gate, and I think I heard a hiss. And there's Boo. And there's Simba. This is interesting. Let's take a picture of Stella with her cat grass. Stella, look at me. Stella, look at me. Stella, look at me. Okay, pretty girl with her cat grass. That was really weird. I don't know what that bang was. I just went downstairs to see if it was any of the cats downstairs, and they're looking around like, what was that? I don't see anything that fell over downstairs. Stella's at the bottom of the stairs, and she's looking up, and the Splash is laying on the ottoman like sleeping, and nothing is knocked over, and nothing in Boo's room is knocked over. And the first thing I did was check the living room, thinking maybe someone was in the living room knocking over the cat tower again. But nothing is knocked over here either. Boo's in his room today because he's been on free roam during the day for the past 2 days. And the other cats like to look out the windows during the day, and when they're downstairs they can't do that. But Boo can look out the window in his room. He gets sun. And he has it really good. So right now he's in his cat tower with a view of the outside feeder. And I just kind of came into the room because I need to get something out of the closet. So hello, Boo. It's about 1:30 p.m. I'm really running late today. It is about 26 or 28 degrees out. I just gave Hydrox a bunch of food. I just gave him some fresh water. It's about 6:30 p.m. I just got home. Simba's hanging out by Boo's gate. Boo's been on live stream all day in his room. Hello, Boo. Hello, Boo. Hello, Simba. What are you doing? Simba's purring. It almost looks like he's kneading the gate. Hey, Boo. Hello, Boo. Here's Stella. She came up into the kitchen. It looks like she's been sleeping. Stella looks like she's been taking a nap. I'm a little bit early today. I've been getting home later than this week, so their schedule's probably not expecting me. Guys, look at Splash. I've been petting him, and his like fur on the top of his head is messed up. Like, that's the first time I've ever seen that. Hello, Simba. Hello, Stella. Hello, Stella. So today for dinner, the cats are getting Trader Joe's tuna for cats. They're also getting some of the freeze-dried Instinct Raw Boost mixers. Boo's getting the Trader Joe's tuna for cats with a whole bunch of water, and he's getting some of the freeze-dried raw bites also. I just looked outside and Hydrox is eating food. There must still be food from when I put food in the bowl earlier. I don't know if you could see it because there are reflections on the window. It's like a half hour later, I just came downstairs and look what the downstairs cats did. They ate all the freeze-dried raw bites off of the tuna, and they left the tuna. I mean, they'll come back and eat the tuna. They always do. They should. But it just goes to show you, they really like the freeze-dried raw. I just came back upstairs to Boo's room, and look, he did the same exact thing. He ate all the freeze-dried raw bites off of his food. Now he's licking up the water, which is good. Okay, so I finally replaced the batteries in Boo's toys. They're a pain in the butt to replace because they have that little screw on the bottom, so you have to like unscrew them, and then you have to put the batteries in. I know Boo's been wanting to play with these because he like just lays on top of them like, when are you putting batteries in? So I'm putting this on. Okay, so what I'm also going to do right now is see if I could get this harness on Boo. I bought this today. This is a Whisker City Comfort cat harness. It says it is reflective for a girth of 13 to 16 inches. So this would be the third cat harness that I've purchased. So the first one that we tried was the red one with the straps, and that worked well. The second one was that hoodie that did not work at all. It was like impossible to get it on Boo so far. Maybe someday it'll work. Maybe it'll work on one of the other cats. Maybe Simba will really like it. I don't know. But today I'm trying this one. I got this at PetSmart. And this is what it looks like. I thought it was really interesting because it basically only has this one clasp. And this clasp actually goes on his back. So this is how it opens, and this is what it looks like. Basically, you have kind of like this hole for his leg, that hole for his leg, and then this would be on the bottom, and then you put these on his back and you clasp them, and then you attach the leash to both of these rings. The directions say adjust harness to cat size. Right now it's adjusted to the largest size. Release the buckle, open the harness and lay flat, which is what we have going on here. Position the harness around the cat and fasten the buckle. Use slide adjustments for final fitting. Attach leash to both D-rings. Caution, not for tie out. Sizing should allow room for 2 fingers to fit between the item and the cat. If you are not satisfied with this product, return it with your valid receipt to the place of purchase for a refund. For more information about Whisker City products, please call and then they give you a number. So the biggest challenge with this will be to get Boo's arms through these holes. I think if we could get Boo's arms through here, then there's going to be no problem like buckling it behind him. Maybe he'll like it better, maybe he won't like it. Right now he's giving it really dirty looks. So let me cut the tags off this and see if we could get this to work. Okay, I tried to put this on Boo and we had no luck at all whatsoever. So I took it downstairs and I put it on Simba, and like it barely fit Simba. I don't even think it fit him. I think it was too tight for him. Like he looked squashed in it. And the way it works is like this opening you see here is for like his neck. And then his legs go through, and then this goes, you know, on his body, but it doesn't really go on his body. And the way this is here, I just feel like it's gonna choke him. Like if you're pulling it here, like here's where the leash would attach, and like what you see there, that opening would be his neck, his head would come through there, his arms would go through the holes in the bottom, and the rest would be for his body. But where these rings are, I mean, it's basically just like a collar with the rings on the back of the collar. So I just don't like that. I just feel like there's too much pressure like around his neck that I mean, just with like choking hazards and stuff. I like the harnesses better where the rings are more toward the back. So if I had to do a harness comparison right now to all the harnesses I bought, that red strappy one would definitely be the best. Let me show you guys what Boo does when I sit here and edit a video. So right now I'm sitting on the floor and my laptop is on the coffee table and I'm leaning against the sofa, and Boo does this thing where he lays down on the sofa behind my head and then he starts kneading my back. So right now where you see Boo, he's actually laying down behind me and his paws are on my shoulder, and he likes to do this while I sit here and edit videos. Right, Boo? So like this is my shoulder and there's Boo. Okay, so Boo must like red. He must be partial to the color red. And I don't know what it is about this harness, because I tried to put this harness on Boo, and all I do is I say, okay, Boo, we're putting your racing harness on now. And when I tell him he's getting ready for the races, he lets me put it on him. It's so strange. And then after I put it on him, I rewarded him with some Crunchies. So I actually put it on him in the other room, and he walked all the way into his room to get the Crunchies. So that was good. And when he walked in here, I tightened it up a little bit because the last time this was on him, it got a little bit loose on him, and he got kind of twisted up in it. So it's not too tight. It's fine now. And I'm going to let him just hang out in it for a little while. He could walk around. He could do whatever he wants. Look how pretty you look right now, Boo. Oh my God, you look like a model. What a pretty cat you are, Boo. Look how handsome you are. I have to tell him that because he's wearing his collar because he looks so nice. And I keep calling it a collar. It's not a collar, it's a harness. Right, Boo? Do you like your harness? Because you look pretty in your harness, Boo. You look like an athlete. It is 11:52 p.m. And here's Boo. He's hanging out on the top of the cat tower in the living room. Hello, Boo. He has had a harness on for, I don't know, the past hour or two. I don't know exactly when I put it on because I have been editing tonight's video and dealing with computer problems. And Boo let me put the harness on, but then he wasn't too happy. So I adjusted it, and he was okay. And I think he looks very dapper in his harness, right, Boo? One other thing that I want to mention is that since Boo has his harness on, he's been much more mobile in it. Like, he's been jumping and running and doesn't seem to have problems with it. Boo has been such a good boy tonight that I just gave him a few more Crunchies. But look how fast he eats them. I mean, it's like crazy. That was good, Boo. Like, I don't want to give him too many. Right now he's on the leash because I opened the door to the downstairs and the other cats are free to come up because the other cats have free roam tonight. Boo had free roam last night, and the other cats have free roam this night. Now, Boo has been really good. He hasn't been scratching me, like when it comes to giving him crunchies. He's been really good. See how he just kind of like rubs up against me? Like that's the extent of what he's been doing. Now this is like a tablespoon, like it's from the Dollar Tree. And right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 10. There's 10 little crunchies in here. And this is kind of how I've been portioning them out for him. And right now he's rubbing up on this arch. But he's walking much more normally in this harness. And he's really excited to get more crunchies. Watch. See? Look. Do you see that? So instead of scratching me, he's just kind of like rubbing up against me, which for Boo is great. It took several months to get there, but he got there. So if Boo can go from like scratching me for food to just rubbing up against me for food, I'm sure he could learn how to properly interact with the other cats. And look who showed up while I was talking to you guys. Look, I just turned around and we have an audience. A very interested audience because they're looking for crunchies too. And here's Boo. Good boy, Boo. And there's the audience. And there's Boo. Good boy, Boo. Okay, that's it right now. That's it right now, Boo. Boo's such a good boy. But you know what? Simba's a good boy and Splash is a good boy. I got 3 good boys. And Boo is moving around a lot better considering he's on a harness and a leash. But I always said Boo was like a puppy cat. Like he always reminded me of a puppy. And, you know, dogs you put on harnesses and leashes. Right, Boo? You're like a puppy cat. No, you don't like to be a puppy cat. Or you're a dog cat? You're a dog cat? Canine cat. Are you looking at the other cats? He's looking at them. Splash is kind of looking. They want crunchies too. I just tossed some crunchies over to Simba and Splash. So what I find really interesting is that when Boo is on his harness and leash, he's on very good behavior. What I'm curious is, like, if I take the leash off, will he still be on good behavior with just the harness? And why do these cats go so crazy over crunchies? Is it the crunchies themselves that are making the cats crazy? Or is it just because they're on the raw food diet? I don't know. So Boo has this grassy box toy. I don't remember the name for it, but anyway, all these toys that are on top of it were inside of it, and I just pulled them out. And I was curious to see like what Simba and Splash would do if they would come and play with them. So Simba came over and he's looking at the toys, and I have to tell you, considering how possessive Boo is of his toys, he's not jumping on Simba right now. He's just watching. There's Boo. He's watching Simba. And there's Boo's toys with Simba sitting next to him. And here comes Splash. Both Splash and Simba are very curious about Boo. And Boo is just sitting here watching them. So like right now, Boo is being like fatherly toward his sons. Instead of jumping on them, he's actually being like a dad. Now, whether that is intentional or not is a total another story. So Simba and Splash are barely inside Boo's door, but Simba's made himself comfortable, and Splash is just looking around. Oh my god, guys, you missed it. And I have to laugh because I took Boo's brush and I was brushing Boo. He was like on the other side of the room. And then he didn't seem too thrilled with it, so I went to brush Simba. And then Simba didn't want to be brushed. He just wanted to smell it. But Boo decided he needs to move now over to this side of the room closer to the brush, because how dare Simba get brushed when it's Boo's brush. Boo, you are so funny. It is 12:18 a.m. I just came into Boo's room and I opened the door. Boo's still on his harness and collar. And there's Stella. She just came into the doorway, and Boo hid under the day bed. Now here's Splash. And here's Boo. I'm just trying to get his leash because he's moving around. Okay. So here's Boo. And here's all three of the cats trying to explore his room and say hello to him. Meanwhile, Boo's under his daybed. And really, more than anything, they're just curious about him. There goes Simba up to his food bowl. And there's Boo. He's just happy under the daybed. And there's Simba at the litter box. Is Simba gonna use the litter box? Simba! Originally that was their litter box, and then it was given to Boo. Stella's looking at Simba like, what the heck are you doing? Right now she's looking at Boo, but she was looking at Simba. He didn't use it. He just dug around in it. He's digging around in another cat's poop. But there's no poop because I scooped it today. Now right now Boo is under the daybed. So if Simba goes under the daybed, there could be issues. Now don't forget, Simba, Splash, and Stella, this was their room before Boo's room. Hello, Stella. Stella's looking for Boo. Boo's under the daybed. Oh, here comes Stella. Hello, Stella. Now Stella is... Oh, Stella's a girl that likes her crunchies. Stella. Can you guys hear her growling? Stella. 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 You want crunchies? Stella, you want crunchies? You want crunchies? Do you? Stella, want some crunchies? Stella. Okay, but here. Eat them slow. I just gave Boo some crunchies here. And I gave Stella some crunchies, but she turned around and Simba stole them. So here's Boo, and here's Simba. Boo is looking for more Crunchies. Okay, so Simba was just growling at Boo. And Boo's basically just looking for Crunchies. And I'm very confident that Simba and Splash are not going to like jump on Boo or attack him, because that's just not in their nature. That's not how they were trained. Like I said, Stella raised gentlemen, and Stella expects very high standards from her sons. So that's why I know they're not going to attack Boo. Now, Boo, on the other hand, I don't know how his mama raised him. Okay, Boo, I'm sorry. That's like... Okay, come on. Come here, Boo. You're a good boy. You're a good boy, Boo. Okay, I just wanted to... See, even now, this harness could be a little bit tighter on him, but I'm not going to tighten it because sometimes he gets upset when I tighten it. But right now it's pretty good. Yep. I just gave Boo some Crunchies and he did not swat at my hand. Like, I'm so proud of him for not doing that. And Simba's eating some Crunchies now also. I gave him a few Crunchies. Okay, so Boo has been searching for Crunchies, and his tail has been like inches away from Simba, and I keep waiting for Simba to try to play with his tail, but Simba is not doing that. Simba's growling. So right now I've been sitting here with Boo, Simba, and Splash. And I have to say, for a laid-back cat, Simba really has some nerve. I mean, Simba's a brave cat. I gave Boo some Crunchies, and I also gave Simba and Splash a few Crunchies near the door. Of course, Simba then tries to go over and steal Boo's Crunchies. He didn't get very close because I kind of said, like, Simba, and then he stopped. So when I try to touch the leash, then Boo tries to kind of like nip at my hand. He hasn't like bit it or anything, but he's been nipping at it, which I'm not happy about because it's not a nice cat. Nice cats don't do that. But the thing is, if he's nipping at my hand, what is he going to do to the other cats? Is he going to nip at them, or is he going to really, sink in a deep bite? So all I did was unscrew the lid to this container, and not only did Boo get up, obviously because he's sitting here and he sees what I'm doing, but Simba came running from across the house, and the only reason why I unscrewed it is because Splash was looking for something to eat. So here I am feeling bad for Splash because, he's always like the last one to get Crunchies or anything. Then I unscrew this, and Boo starts looking, and Simba comes running. I mean, you would think these cats are starving, but they get plenty of food. Look at what Boo does. Look. This is his thing. He rubs up against it. Hey! You don't steal Boo's treats. Look at this. Look at this. I want to know where Stella is during all this. Stella! Because Stella likes her crunchies also. I just took the collar off of Boo. I had absolutely no problem taking it off. And I gave him like 5 little crunchies. I'm really using these crunchies as a training tool and kind of like a bribe to get him to do what I want him to do. Okay, Boo. That's it. You've had enough. It's time for bed. Thank you for watching this LuckyFerals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.